people would say like, "Oh, we would never do that," is kind of the reason why it would work because it's so ridiculous and radical, and people are like, "Are these people insane?" Let's get this rockin' show on the road, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, welcome back to Punch Drunk Nerd, the podcast where three little boyos come together to talk about nerd shit that they like. My name is Luis Gonzalez, and we got
Miguel Sanchez
and Ed Bull,
and me, Luis Gonzalez, with my Thanos mug. Now, today we're going to talk about. We have some news to talk about. We're going to talk about Moon Knight, and then we're going to talk about what we're into, okay, or what we're not into. Little segment I have later for me. First thing we're going to talk about, if you've been on the internet, you've seen it, okay? It's the new Thor trailer just got dropped. We got a July 8th release, but really July 7th because, you know, it opens up on a Thursday, and I don't even know why they still say, you know, they open up on a Friday when really they open up on a Thursday. Anyway, you guys saw this trailer, right?
Oh, yeah.
For Thor?
Yeah.
What were your thoughts?
Hated it. Hate Marvel. Hate Thor.
bring on the Flash.
Oh yeah.
No, it was good. It's definitely got that Taika Waititi vibe. This new. I was talking to our friend Sean, and he was just like, I really love these Taika Thor movies, and it's like, damn, he really has in one movie just like put his stamp on this character. And
for sure,
I as much as I loved the last one, I am equally excited to see this new one. So, yeah, thumbs up.
Absolutely, dude. It's funny how now we have a fine dividing line between the first two Thors and then these two Thors. Like it's just a line drawn in the sand. And yeah, I knew I was excited, but when I saw it, I was like, man, the exact same sentiment, Miguel. Like, loved Ragnarok, always loved to put it on. But seeing this, I'm way excited to see it, especially, you know, kind of seeing him continuing his relationship with the Guardians.
Yes.
And how that might have influenced him to be more of like this metal rocker head, you know, just like listening to the music that the Guardians are listening to, and he's just like fucking rocking out, you know, and he's like, man, I'm gonna have this like sleeveless jacket, and he's just like, you know, being an 80s metal hair rock star, dude.
I honestly hadn't even put it that way, like in my mind, that it's because of the Guardians that he's all dressed up like that and rocking out like it is. I thought they were just continuing on from Ragnarok's, you know, Led Zeppelin breakout. So,
but it matches. You
cool.
know what I mean?
Like, yeah, no, it makes it definitely makes more sense. And I'm an idiot.
The moment in the trailer that I kept going back to watch because one, I thought it was so funny, but it also came across my feed a lot. Was Chris Pratt, Star-Lord. You know, it's just like you just gotta look in the eyes of the people you love and tell them blah blah blah, and then like, you know, Chris Hemsworth just kind of like leans into it. It was so golden, and like Chris Hemsworth totally understands the character when he plays it in the Avengers and when he plays it for Taika. And I am, like I said, I'm just really excited for this movie.
Yeah, very much so. And it seems like everything we saw could be chalked up in maybe like the first 30 minutes of the movie. Yeah, like just to set up where they're at, where he's at in his life. And when no conflict whatsoever.
I love that. I love that he's just like, man, I'm going to retire. This is just like it starts off like a sort of like, I don't know, coming of age story where he's like, I'm leaving that life behind and I'm becoming a new man. I'm living a peaceful life. Like, I think that's hilarious when you see all these other shows where like dangers and like devils and demons and all these.
Retired.
I mean, there's no devils or demons in the MCU, but you know what I mean.
There might be though soon. We're about to get vampires and
Mephisto.
gods and shit. So yeah,
that's true.
Bring him in.
But yeah, no, I like that it's this whole thing. Like, I just want to retire and chill out, you know, kind of vibe.
This would be a phenomenal send off for Chris Hemsworth too. Like, you know, it's primed and ready. So,
hopefully,
I
guess my only concern at this point is just like I hope it lives up to the expectations that we surely all have after Ragnarok, and like you guys are saying, like Taika, there's a lot of Taika in this trailer. Yeah. So, you know, I hope they don't overcompensate or anything like that and try to copy what Ragnarok did, but rather do something fun. Keep it energetic, I guess.
You know, as fun as Ragnarok is, I think it could have had, for me, a little bit dose of more heart to it.
Yeah.
It's like a little bit. It's like it's a really fun movie and it's a blast to watch, and I put it on every single time. But I think, you know, having a little bit more heart would have made it perfect. And I'm thinking Love and Thunder is going to have just a little bit more heart than Ragnarok did. So I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting.
What did you guys think about Jane? I almost called her Jane
Foster's Thor.
Jane Thor.
Jane Thor.
Jane Thor Foster.
Y'all, she's jacked. Y'all see those photos?
Yeah, she is. She's jacked. It's great. I mean, I'm excited. I'm psyched. You know, I read that line when she actually came into play, and it's not the same as Gore the God Butcher. They're actually two different storylines, and they're just merging them into this one. And I'm excited about it. I think it's cool.
Yeah, I'm excited. I assume that's a pieced back together Mjölnir.
Looks like it.
Yeah.
That she's wielding.
But yeah,
I thought she looked badass. I'm very excited to see how that plays out, and especially the way that Chris Hemsworth reacts with moments like that, like with the Hulk and Ragnarok and stuff like that. Like, you know, you assume that it's going to play for laughs whenever that moment happens.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Luis, that reminds me, you were going through a phase where you were not watching trailers or anything for MCU for a really long time. And it absolutely blew my mind that right before Thor Ragnarok, you were like, I almost had no idea that the Hulk was in this movie.
Yes. Dude, that would have been such a great way to watch it.
The alternate universe that we would live in had Luis not known Hulk was in that movie. You know what I mean?
I would have been just in shock, mouth dropped. I would have no idea. I wouldn't believe it.
Everyone else in that audience would have known already that Hulk was in that movie.
Yeah.
And you would like,
and then the rest of the audience just turns around in disgust. Like, yeah, we've seen it in the trailer billions of times. Shut the fuck up.
Bro, they say the exact same line in the trailer.
Yeah. Why are you surprised? No, but I mean, it's set up.
They should have kept it out.
I know, but marketing, man. Fucking, marketing just always wants to. It's like they're uncertain that people are going to go see the movie, you know?
But then
it's like, it's fine. Like, people show up.
People show up, and then they have this exact same conversation no matter what the movie is. I would have loved to have known not known that XYZ was going to happen, you know?
Sure.
And it's just like, we're ready to see these movies. Come on, man. You don't have to.
I feel like there was a time when it was like, you get 2 trailers and that's it. You know, watch the movie.
I was thinking,
like, I feel like that's what it used to be, and now there's like all these TV spots that they're releasing. I guess they've always been there, but the internet makes it more prevalent.
Yes,
but like, for like Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness, I've been like collecting every trailer so I could, because I'm currently making, you know, that song "Hero" by Chad Kroeger and Josie Scott, I think his name, for Spider-Man. We had a text conversation about that, and you were saying, well, I don't know how we got to it, but I said, I'm gonna make, since Sam Raimi is coming back to Marvel, I'm going to make a Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness music video based on that song Hero, Sam Raimi's first Marvel movie, song. Let me tell you, it's coming together very nicely. But I've had to be on the hunt for these trailers. Every time there's a new one drops, because every trailer drops, they give me like 2 extra seconds of new footage to use. And so I'm just peppering it in. Like, I had a good start and most of it was done. And now it's almost really like all the gaps that I have left over are almost filled. But all these trailers, I'm looking out for them. They always have a little bit of new scenes. And man, it is a lot of spots that are being released. And I'm flabbergasted. Like, I can't believe that I'm getting so much footage for a 3.5 minute music video.
Luis, tell them where they can see it. Where on social media can they find this video?
You're gonna be able to see that at Punch Drunk Nerd, baby.
Yeah,
okay, that's where it's gonna be. We're gonna make hero music videos. Maybe not. I don't want to live up to that. But yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited to release it. I think I'm gonna probably release it like the week of Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. So everybody's on the internet. They're all like, "Give me more Doctor Strange." You know what I mean? Hopefully I can hop on that algorithm wave, get picked up, and people can watch.
Please like and subscribe. Okay, please like and subscribe. Sarah,
it's
tell all your
so
friends.
Good. I really like it. But yeah, anyway, all that to say is that they put too many trailers out there because it's making it very easy for me to put something. together.
Chris Nolan should edit everybody's trailer.
Yeah.
That's it.
So, what's it called? Like, to end on this thing, I have so many thoughts on this, but we'll probably talk more about Thor: Love and Thunder later. But this trailer, this was how did they phrase it? It had the less lead time for a trailer to come out before the movie.
Yeah,
if that makes sense
for a Marvel film, right?
For a Marvel film, like usually you see a trailer like months and months in advance, and this movie's coming out in July. Like it's not like
this is the first time we've seen a trailer,
and the first time we're seeing it in April seems pretty late to what a lot of people think, and it's because it is like the shortest lead before it.
And I said this before No Way Home, that I'd be content with just this trailer. Like the first trailer that came out for No Way Home, good, I'm golden. You really didn't need a whole lot going into that movie.
Yeah,
it's like you said, people are going to show up.
Yeah, just put Spider-Man's coming to theaters July 2023. That's all you have to do, and people are going to show up. I mean,
exactly.
It would probably
they're going to be ravenous.
Even more interest. You know what I mean?
They're going to be like, who are these people not giving us trailers? Yeah, man, they're insane. And people will be frothing at the mouth, waiting in line to see this new Spider-Man that's never been seen, like not even a frame. Like, how daring and badass would that be?
A proven product, you know what I mean? Already, you know people are going to go there. Okay, if you don't promote Moon Knight, you know what I mean? No one's going to watch it.
Exactly. Agreed.
But you don't promote Spider-Man, and all except to say Spider-Man's coming out on this date, they're going to buy those tickets day one, like every other time. Like you put out, 3 trailers a week.
Yeah. People are forgetting.
I don't know what I'm talking about, though. So,
I mean, I don't know. I feel like it would make people would say like, oh, we would never do that is kind of the reason why it would work. Because it's so ridiculous and radical. And people are like, are these people insane? And it's like, yeah, we're kind of insane. And you know what? You're insane because you're going to see this movie no matter what. Like, if you put an iconic, like, I'm wearing the Batman,
just about to say.
But when this logo came out on the poster.
For the 1989 Batman movie.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
It's like the same situation if you pull a really awesome spider logo. And that's it. And that was the only thing people had to use until the movie came out. There would be such an obsession over that icon. They would be making like shirts and hats and like tattoos and all this stuff. Like that would become the new icon because people would have nothing else to obsess over.
They did a similar thing. Warner Brothers did this for the last Harry Potter movie. The marketing was very minimal. The poster didn't even have Harry Potter on it. It was just a picture of Hogwarts and then the date. And then the tagline, "It all ends."
Yeah,
exactly. And everyone has already seen 6 movies. Mm-hmm. They're gonna see the next one to wrap it up.
You know it.
Yeah.
Why waste all this footage?
Listen, if you're in marketing and you're listening to this podcast, hit us up at Punch Drunk Nerd and talk to us. We want a conversation, all right? We want to bring it out to the world to let them know what you're thinking. Like, why when I look at a poster and I see Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, does the text above them say Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt? Do you know what I'm saying? Like when you see those posters and the names don't line up?
Yes.
Yeah. I get it. I know there's contract reasons.
I know. Yes.
But it's bullshit. Like my ACD is going crazy here. Like, can you just flip the names?
You know what that means, Luis? It just means whenever you see a poster like this, after you do this Hero music video, now you should just start photoshopping every movie poster.
Yeah, we'll just post it on our feed. We'll put the right like title position for each poster. That's not a bad idea. I think I'll do that. Oh yeah, we have our weekly Ezra Miller segment.
Great name.
Uh-oh.
Well, Ezra Miller is in trouble again, folks.
And this was like what, just today or yesterday that this happened?
Oh man.
Yeah, he was arrested again in Hawaii. I saw
off the island, man.
Hawaii, man.
I saw a Reddit video where I think they were looking at the news or something of his like what's it called? When you take a picture in jail. What's that called?
Your mugshot.
Your mugshot.
Yeah. When they take a picture in jail.
Yeah, so when they look at the mugshot, there's a person videoing it at a hotel. They see it on the news, his mugshot, and then he turns around And then there's Ezra Miller just like talking to some girls and like hanging out, and he's like just still in Hawaii, like just chilling. And I thought that was just like visually, it just looked really funny.
I mean,
it's like he's like doesn't have a care in the world.
I can't believe he's still there. You know, why?
Yeah,
why haven't you?
Like
left?
his lawyer, or maybe you can't.
He's bound. You can't leave the state.
You can't leave the state until you've rectified these. Is that the right word? Whatever. Deal with these charges.
So I was thinking about this today, and I think other people have said this as well. But last week it was okay. Obviously, they're still going to release these movies, like the Dumbledore, the Fantastic Beasts movies. That just came out anyway. But specifically to the Flash, it's like we kind of joked. The internet wanted the TV show Flash, Grant Gustin to be Flash, and then this week here we are again. It's like the same fucking conversation again. Yeah. But it was
Grant's just in the corner, like shaking.
Last week I was thinking you can't reshoot the Flash. You know what I mean? It's already been shot. They're already setting up Batman. But then this week it happens again, and you're like, damn, do you think Warner Brothers is thinking about that Kevin Spacey situation where Ridley Scott just like reshot all of those scenes with Christopher Plummer and kept the rest of the movie? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. Are we about to just like erase Ezra Miller's Flash because it's not even out yet? Like, just
I feel like that.
Do it already.
Yeah. They're gonna do what they did in what's it called? The Harry Potter ones, the new Harry Potter ones.
And then just change out
Johnny Depp.
Yeah, when they switched out.
Oh, man.
That would be hilarious.
Remember in the middle of the movie, they just switched.
Ezra Miller is still in the Dumbledore movie.
He could be, he could be going into the multiverse, and he comes out as another actor. It's like he had to give his all. That he had to switch bodies with another. Barry Allen, that's still his soul, but he had to physically go into another body, new actor.
Like
bada boom, bada
the
bang,
Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus.
That's true, they did that for Heath Ledger.
Yeah. It was Colin Farrell, Jude Law, and Johnny Depp.
You could have a movie marathon based on switching the actor.
I don't know, Ezra, listen, I am just now like, and especially with Discovery, Discovery just bought Warner Brothers, and then they're saying that the DC and the Justice League and all that has been a shit show and it needs to be retooled. It's like, damn, the Flash was supposed to reset all of that, and it's like, now just scrap everything. Just eat that cost. Whatever.
Yeah.
I think everyone is just so sick of whatever they're going to try to do. It's like, just give me something different.
The movies they can keep on the table are like the movies that are really on their own, which is just pretty much saying Joker and the
Batman
and the Batman. You know what I mean? They're not connected, but they're still highly regarded, and we're fine to leave those. It's like, they almost work together because they aren't in the same universe, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Like if you're throwing away the Flash and Justice League, you might as well just throw the whole bunch, and then you got like these other two that are connected by them being not connected.
Exactly, and you can't even be sad if they do say goodbye, because we haven't built up that relationship with these characters.
Not at all. You're talking about like the Justice League characters?
Yeah.
Yeah, just like if they start just fading them out after all of this, like it's just like, okay, cool.
Yo, tell me why I read a thread the other day.
Like a fart in the wind.
I read a thread the other day that was like, Gal Gadot's not even that good of an actress. She's not even... No, I'm sorry. She's not even that pretty. And I was like, oh my God. How quick we turn.
Yeah.
On our own.
I'm sorry, didn't this movie or that movie just get an Oscar for fan favorite or some shit? Like, best audience moment?
What, Justice League?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was because of Ezra Miller again, another audience moment. Happening.
And that scene was not that great, you guys. It
really wasn't.
The movie was not that great.
No. Remember they came out with the black and white version? I was like, oh, I am not sitting through that.
I actually tried to start it again recently because I was like, maybe I'll give it another go. And I watched a behind the scenes clip, and I said, no, it's not worth it. I don't need to even.
Have you guys been hearing or reading any of this stuff about Zack Snyder's new film? That was supposed to be like a Star Wars film.
Is that? Oh.
They didn't let it be, so he took it to Netflix, and it's his own sci-fi fantasy adventure now. And it's
interesting.
It deals with wars in the stars.
Oh God!
And And that's as much as I know. But yeah, they released a picture of Jaimin Hansu in it, and admittedly, he looks badass, but it's in black and white, and I was like, oh god, does like Zack Snyder think like he's this hot shit with black and white now? Like it's slow motion, but it's black and white.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I mean, I need a Zack Snyder break.
Yeah. Netflix, stop giving him money. HBO, you too.
They can't, because his other movie on Netflix, though, was the Lost Vengeance or whatever. Viva Lost Vengeance, or what was it?
Viva Lost,
Army of the Dead. Army of the Dead.
Army of the Dead. Yeah.
Yeah, that thing won best blockbuster movie at the Oscars.
That was
again.
Yeah.
There was 2. He won the Justice League Cheer Moment.
That's a joke. Did he direct this year's Oscars
yeah, he did.
or something?
Oh.
It's just like, I'm going to give it to me.
That's why you got that angle of Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. You know what I mean?
He fucked up. That was like the one thing he should have done in slow-mo, and he didn't. Yeah, anyway.
Well,
fuck the DCEU.
Fuck the DCEU. But let me tell you, there's one man in the DCU that I love. You know who he is? Mr. Danny Elfman.
I knew you were going
to say the composer for the Batman.
Yeah.
All right. He is the man. He performed at Coachella. Which one do you guys put this one in here?
I put that there because I was drunk and I was on Twitter and I was just like, I was just absolutely blown away that in my mind, that's not what Danny Elfman looks like. Like, I know Danny Elfman has orange hair or whatever, like Ed Sheeran. Yeah. But he looked like a jacked Ed Sheeran. Like, he was like, fuck you. All right, I'm thinking out loud. All right. I was just.
I would deceptively jacked.
When he took his shirt off and he had all these tattoos, I had to go, that's not Danny Elfman. That's like a that's like a front man. Danny Elfman to me was like this tiny little orange-haired man who was pale and
who slouched a little bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
His best friend is Tim Burton.
Yes, like people that you wouldn't necessarily want to hang out with, but you would also like hear what they have to say, you know?
Yeah.
And then you see this clip of him, and it's like he had a really great ensemble. It was like a metal band played. He had the orchestra playing. And it was all like, you know, his big hits. And obviously it's Danny Elfman. He's composed a lot of really good music. So that's really interesting. But it was just like, who knew?
Yeah. Who knew? I received, I first heard word of it at a work text chain. Somebody texted a photo because they were at Coachella.
They were there?
They sent it to us. Yeah, they were there. A couple people, and they texted us a picture of, you know, him doing this thing where it's just like muscles and tats. It says ... Is Danny Elfman hot? Question mark. And then someone else replied with another photo from their angle, and they said, confirmed, Danny Elfman is hot.
That is incredible.
But yeah, it's just like, I had the same situation where I looked at it, and I was like, wait, that can't be him. And it was blown away. So, you know, good for him.
Yo, no offense to Danny Elfman, but I get him and John Williams confused, like, frequently.
What?
No.
Frequently. Shut up, Ed. Shut up. Now, I'm not talking about, like, musically or anything like that. I just mean,
I'm still offended.
They have, you know, such stature and weight in the film community from, like, 30-plus years ago. So, in my mind, they're really old.
Yeah.
And then Danny Elfman came out there looking like just like a regular middle-aged guy.
Yeah.
Who goes to the gym. And has money.
Dude, I love it. A dude who goes to the gym and has money. That's what I want to be.
You're in great shape, Luis. What are you talking about?
I want to have money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let us sponsor this podcast to give us money.
Danny Elfman, sponsor this podcast.
Yeah, can you do the theme music for our podcast? Danny Elfman.
Ripped,
how wild would that be? That would be incredible. Well, you know, I saw him perform the Spider-Man theme song as well. Like, that must have been wild to see it live. So, yeah, that's Danny Elfman performing in front of audiences. And, you know, we got our next story here about the movie lineup for the Cannes Film Festival. I'm guessing this one's you, Ed?
No, I thought this was Miguel.
Miguel, did you put this one in here?
No. I mean...
No, I'm just kidding. It was of course it was me. Yeah, so they just announced the lineup for in and out of competition movies, and leading up to it, for whatever reason, there's always predictions. But Ken is cool to kind of showcases a lot of the bigger, maybe more dramatic, more indie movies coming out later in the year, and then they also showcase the big budget films. For instance, out of competition this year, they've got finally Top Gun Maverick, which I think it kind of looks cool. I might end up seeing that in theaters. Baz Luhrmann's new film, the Elvis biopic, Elvis, which I think looks fucking great. And if anybody was going to direct that, I'm glad Baz Luhrmann did it. And then 3,000 Years of Longing from George Miller, with Idris Elba and Tilda Swinton. I don't really know much about it, but it's George Miller, so I'll give it a go.
When you were saying in competition, out of competition,
what does that mean?
Yeah, because I interpreted this as like...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was interpreting it as like, these movies will not be in the film festival. Top Gun, Elvis, and 3,000 Years of Longing. And I was like, okay, I know what to look out.
They'll be essentially making a premiere at Cannes.
Oh, but they won't be like up for awards.
It's like an exclusive. It's an exclusive premiere, and no, it won't be up for any awards. That's the out of competition. They're just like showcasing maybe just like again big movies or big directors like George Miller. The last movie he came out obviously was Mad Max, and so yeah, it's just like it's to like balance out all the artsy shit coming out.
Got it.
And they usually, I don't know which one they've announced as opening the festival. It might not be one of these movies, but a lot of people were talking about like Pixar's Lightyear being the opening movie. So they always have like a big event movie to open up the festival. And then, they go into the competition movies.
I feel like
and
Pixar
really
would be an out-of-competition one, wouldn't they be?
Sorry?
I feel like Pixar would be an out-of-competition.
Yeah. No, it would be out of competition.
Oh, okay.
But it would be like a big event movie.
Got it.
The festival.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, really, I just wanted to highlight some of the movies that I'm excited for. Because, again, Cannes highlights just like big directors coming out with their latest movies. So, you got the director of The Artist coming out with his latest movie, Z. And I could try and pronounce his name, Michael Hazanavicius. And then David Cronenberg's Crimes of the Future, which I don't know if you guys saw the trailer for that, with Viggo Mortensen.
I saw the poster.
Yeah, it looks freaky as hell. Like he's going back to his body horror origins. I recommend the trailer. It looks eerie as fuck. Stars at Noon by Claire Denis, who did that really fucked up movie High Life with
Robert
Pattinson. Yeah, that's a crazy movie. Armageddon Time by James Gray, who did Ad Astra. The winner of the Palme d'Or back in 2018, Hirokazu Koreeda, he's coming out with a new movie, Broker. And Shoplifters was his Palme d'Or winner back in 2018, and that's a really good movie. That was like almost like Parasite before Parasite.
Okay.
A much more scaled down, but it's kind of the same premise. You've got this family of crooks or con people. It's a lot darker, I guess. I don't know. Parasite's pretty dark, but anyway, it's a good movie. It's on Hulu if you want to check it out. And then the new Park Chan-wook movie, Decision to Leave. And I don't know anything about what it's about, but Park Chan-wook, he did the original Old Boy, The Handmaiden, and movie Stoker. So yeah, he's cool. Very excited.
Oh, that's really cool.
Movie. And
I like, I like that you brought these in. It really helps to like give us some movies to look forward to that are a little bit on a smaller scale that we might, just miss.
Yeah. A couple probably foreign language. A lot of them, but yeah, I mean,
Broker. You said Broker's on Hulu right now.
Not Broker. That's coming out.
Oh, Shoplifters.
The one that he won for at the last, not the last Cannes, but way back when in 2018.
Oh, cool.
The before time.
Well, yeah, these are good.
The before time. So yeah. That wraps up my Cannes. I just expect like a lot of intake.
Is Cannes where there's that one clip of Quentin Tarantino's movie, maybe Once Upon a Time in Hollywood or something, where the cameraman is like really close to their faces while they're getting like a standing ovation?
No, I thought that was the Oscars.
No, that's not the Oscars.
I don't know if that's Cannes.
I'm for sure it was a festival.
I don't think they don't air Cannes.
But you know what I'm talking about, though, right? Like where they got like really awkwardly close.
Yeah, and it was super uncomfortable
because it was already like a long standing ovation, which makes me think it was at the end of a movie premiere. Anyway,
I don't know.
Okay,
I thought it was just somebody getting a Lifetime Achievement Award, and they were on the front row.
Ed, I swear to God, I thought you were going to come in clutch with that little factoid, and here I am just drowning in this the pool that I made. That's okay.
Well. Could be Cannes. You never know. They are known for their standing ovation.
I will say it is Cannes. Yep. You heard it here first.
Cannes.
We got our last news segment here. It's called Ads and PS Xbox Games? Question mark. I added that extra question mark.
That's good.
Miguel.
I should remind myself that you are going to read these things just like straight. And
it's like on the script teleprompter. I
could do better about prompting us into this. Next time I will. This was just
it's okay. Sometimes I do try to work them in pretty good, and then that was just a lazy. We got let's just get.
We don't even have to talk about it. We don't even have to talk about it long. I was just reading today before we got here that PlayStation and Xbox are going to start putting in games and ads into games. The specific example was like if you were playing like a sports game in an arena, that the screen in the arena would be playing an ad or something while you're playing. And I was just like, that's some Black Mirror shit right there.
That is crazy. Well, I mean, that's the most organic way to do it, huh? It's just like...
I would rather see an ad on a Jumbotron while I'm playing like a dumb sports game or a racing game.
Right.
Than like if I'm playing The Last of Us Part 3 and they're like, now take a Dorito break.
Yeah. And they have that technology. Yeah, go for it, Ed.
I don't know anything about it, but I mean, first off, I guess people will tolerate it because people are addicted to their games. But
you trying to say something, Ed?
I just feel like my face. Just like we don't tolerate ads in our day-to-day TV and or movie watching. It's just like why are they trying to incorporate that now? And why not do it during, like, I don't know, when we spend 5 minutes waiting for a game to load or something like that?
Well, that's the thing, actually, Ed, that you mentioned that. We're not going to get into it, but if you happen to click on this link, it said that some people were already upset because last year, I'm trying to find the specific example, but there was a couple of games last year where that happened in an unskippable ad in your load screen. And they had to take that down because people complained about it.
Oh. Well, people are idiots, and
also, Ed, the last video game you remember was like a PS3 where it took 9 years to load. The PS5, baby, no one has time for ads on a PS5. We're getting to it, okay?
Yeah,
we don't have load screens; they're gone.
Okay, they're gone 100%.
It'd have to be like that 1 second Super Bowl commercial, Miller High Life, like that aired like almost 10 years ago, where he's just like High Life, and that's it. Do you remember that commercial?
No.
Well, go to youtube.com and look for Miller High Life 1 second video, and by God, you're gonna find it. That's crazy. I'd rather have them put it in sports games because it makes sense. It's like it's part of the world. Yeah.
You know, when you watch a movie and sometimes it's like really atrocious, the ad placement, and sometimes you're just like, oh, I could really go for a Truly right now, you know? Just as long as it's organic.
Sometimes I'm susceptible as hell. You know what I mean? They put on a McDonald's commercial. I'm like, well, let's get in the car. Let's get some McFlurries. It sounds like a fun time, you know? I'm loving it. McDonald's, sponsor us.
Yeah.
Well, you know, that was News of the Week, sponsored by McDonald's. We're loving it. Moving on to Verizon's Moon Knight review. Just kidding. Verizon is not sponsoring us. I'm with AT&T. Moon Knight 104 came out. The Tomb. Yeah. What are your all thoughts on The Tomb? This almost quasi horror episode.
Yeah. This was like definitely a kick up in pace from last week's episode. It felt like to me. I thought it was back to its fun old ways again. Very charming. It's got some like mummy elements.
Finally, yeah.
Yeah, like Raiders of the Lost Ark and the Mummy, I guess, just like the risen dead. And dealing with like the whole mummification. I guess I assume that's what they were doing to that one guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I thought it was fun, and it obviously had a fun twist right in the middle of it. So, spoilers for anybody who hasn't watched it yet, but yeah. Yeah.
I found myself,
what did you guys think?
I found myself much more invested in this episode, even though the last couple of weeks I was like, okay, I kind of liked it the first time that Moon Knight was only in it one little bit, but I wish he was in it more. And this episode, he's not in it at all.
Yeah, at all.
But it is...
Except in the shape of a toy.
It's still very engaging. And knowing that there was a twist, because I don't want to point any fingers, but Luis, IGN said that there was a huge twist.
Yeah, I know.
Like
I can't believe it.
And they gave it like a 9 out of 10. And so I was like, okay, so there's something big to pay attention to. But for me, I was already kind of just watching it, and I got into it, and I kind of forgot it was coming. And whatever I thought the twist was going to be, I wasn't expecting it to be where they went with it.
Yeah.
And
I was afraid that the twist was going to come too late, like in the last 1 minute, and it's like, tune in next week. And I was like, dude, I'm going to get so pissed off if that happened. But they did it. We got to live there.
To that moment.
Yeah, I'm glad.
And I kept thinking, I don't want to look. Sometimes I can feel the end episode's coming, so I'll see how many minutes are left, just so I can kind of like plan it out in my head. And I didn't want to move when it like switched all of a sudden. I was just like, what is happening? And I was trying to tell myself, okay, they're telling you it's this or they're telling you it's that. And then by the end of it, I was like, I don't know. But it was good. I enjoyed this episode a lot more.
Yeah, it was.
What did you guys?
It got.
Sorry, no, Ed, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, what I was going to say, what did you guys think in the moment that, so he gets shot and, wakes up and he's in this mental asylum or whatever. Like, what did you guys think in that moment? What was happening?
I thought he was just like, oh, he's stuck in his head, and now we're just seeing him in his head, like going through some sort of head prison. But as it went on, I was like, oh, he's in some sort of like psychic dimension or whatever. You know what I mean? Where he went into the water, and it had that really beautiful artistic like looking shot of just like him floating away.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It has to be some sort of like maybe.
I thought it was like purgatory.
A ritual. You thought it was what?
Like purgatory.
Oh, purgatory?
Or something.
It could be, yeah. I think it could definitely be like a purgatory dimension.
Which is why he's like able to like speak to himself as two bodies.
That was cool.
As a person, yeah.
And there are more of those sarcophagus. In those rooms, you know what I mean? Waiting to come out.
So I was kind of with you, Luis. I was thinking initially, it's like, he just created this whole story in his head and he's actually crazy. And I remember them talking about, they were going to talk about like mental illness and this and that. Okay, so this is the take on the story or whatever. But then like the more you go through that scene, you're right. It's like sarcophagi all over the place.
Yeah.
and you know, all these little hints and stuff, and it's like, okay, I don't think I'm actually in this real place. I think I'm in his head, and then it's just like, and then it ends on this hippo, and I was like, I don't.
Well, the hippos Amet, the god.
That's who they're digging up.
That's who they're digging up. They have the head of a hippo, the body of a thing, and the body of the thing.
I thought she had the head of an alligator, because that's what I wrote down in our notes.
Shit.
The goddess.
You are so right, because that's why we say later gators. You're right, because it has the gator in the front. Dude, you're so right.
That's why we say later gators?
Well, that's why that's why they say later gators. Okay, hold on. That's why they say later gators.
It's a reference back to ancient Egypt, Miguel.
They're saying it in Moon Knight, and I took it from Moon Knight, but Moon Knight is taking it from, you know, this thing. And Ahmed is the head of an alligator.
Okay, got
There's like a, you know, they're sprinkling in.
Because like immediately after that happened, I have to tell you guys, I watched this twice today, because the first time, whenever it, you know, the twist happened, I was like,
Tourette. You wrote this in the Runner show.
Yeah, Tourette. Is that Tourette?
I don't know. Let's go with your pronunciation.
Tourette. No, I like that. Yeah, so I immediately Googled it. I was just like, Egyptian god with a head of a hippo, and that's what I got. So that was interesting. And maybe, anyway, with the description that I got on Google, anyway, maybe that's why she's there in that scenario. Because we were looking at all these gods that were locked away, right?
Previous episode. Totally. Yep.
So maybe
one of them
these are she's other gods one of them, away?
But she's like in this realm, if you, for lack of a better word. It's like because her description as she's a goddess, she was thought to help women in labor and to ward off evil spirits and demons who intended to harm, you know, the mother and the baby. But you know, they could have that as more of like a motherly, nurturing figure in this realm, taking care of people with,
because she is like very friendly in her response to them.
Yeah.
She literally says hi, right?
Yeah.
Hello, like hi. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, this must.
I don't
be
know. We might be like getting ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might be getting ready to meet a bunch of the Egyptian gods right now. I don't know.
He's definitely in another like place. You know what I mean?
And he's so familiar. It might be just like within Steven's mind.
I don't think it's in Steven's. I don't think all this is happening in Steve. Well,
I mean,
it's an outer or inner body experience. Maybe I don't know.
Inner body. That's good.
Obviously, we have no idea until next week. But and this is purely, you know, speculation. I
feel like his mind is in another dimension. Is what I'm thinking. Is what I'm saying right now.
You think it's
putting my money on the table, and because they had this whole line about psychicness and blah blah blah. I think his psychic like persona or psychic soul or whatever is like floating around, you know, somewhere. It's just like, you know, how Doctor Strange, when they like punched, or when the Ancient One punched Doctor Strange and his aura came out, you know, could be a situation where that thing's floating around in some sort of trapped dimension with the rest of these gods, you know.
Mm-hmm.
and
After Doctor Strange,
then they have to come back to our realm.
After Doctor Strange and Wanda, I almost said Wanda Sykes. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Scarlet Witch. You know, after they can do all these things, it's like, you know what? If Moon Knight wants to do a realm, you know what I mean? Fuck it.
Realms are the new hot thing, baby. Shang-Chi has a realm, you know, that dimension. So
Thor talks about the 9 realms at one point too. So you're just like, we've been talking about realms, baby.
Yeah.
Well, there's also 9 Egyptian gods, right?
Whoa, Ed, coming in hot.
You caught both of our eyes wide open on that one.
You caught my attention, baby. Let's go.
Put your phone down. Look at.
I just listened to Steven. Right? Like he corrects Donna on that, or whatever her name was at the beginning of the series. She because the marketing to the museum, like the big posters, they're talking about only 7, but there's actually 9. So maybe that's relevant.
Look at you,
Ed, cracking the code.
Haha.
Ed, I texted you in the middle of this episode and I said, Ed, had you watched it yet?
Yeah.
And
I did, yeah.
And you got back to me about it. But I was saying I was surprised right in the middle.
That they used the word plonker.
Plonker.
Right?
Every week with this fucking accent, my guy. I just
the Englishisms are non-stop.
I mean, I would love to get like some sort of survey or poll going with our UK listeners where they would just tell us like how ridiculous it is that they use these words every single episode. It's like they try so hard to find one
to fit them in.
I know.
No, I texted Ed about Alexander the Great being like the big mummy in this episode or whatever. Ed, you're a big Alexander the Great fan. I
am. That was very, like I told you, Miguel, like that when he mentioned this is Macedonian hieroglyphics.
Did you go?
Yeah, I was just like, what? I was like, because
that's amazing. I love that for you, Ed.
That is like that's like a really intriguing mystery that throughout history, one of the greatest historical figures, people don't know where he was buried. So whenever they alluded to that, and then finally just said it, I was just like, whoa, yes.
Good.
Like, I'm here for this. This is about to be an Alexander the Great quest. Hell yeah. Like, oh man. I almost hope that like the new Indiana Jones movie is Indiana Jones and the Tomb of Alexander the Great.
You can only hope, Ed. But if you don't get that, you have this, you know?
I have this now. No, I think that was such a fun... And, you know, people do know Alexander the Great, so when you hear it, it's not just like some random thing that goes over your head. I mean, people can recognize that, and that was a very cool moment. I was very excited, and it's not like unfounded. A lot of people believe he is buried somewhere in Egypt. A lot of people think Alexandria. I can't remember where they are here, but very cool.
So how did you feel? How did you feel when he defiled that corpse, Ed?
Nobody in their right mind who respected all of that archaeology would do that. Like, Indiana Jones might do that, I guess.
He would do it. The world's at stake here. All right, you know, half the population.
You're right.
That was awesome.
But like Sarah and I have watched some of these like Discovery Channel or documentaries that they have on Disney. One of them is about like Alexander's tomb and stuff, and you know, you see all of these people in these documentaries who take such care with mummies and opening sarcophaguses, and they'll only do a layer at a time because they don't want the oxygen to corrode everything on the inside and yada yada. So you're thinking just like, oh well, there goes like however many thousands of years of preservation in a second. And he is shoving his hand down his throat naturally. So yeah, you know, whatever. For the whatever thing they were trying to find, they found it.
Yeah. I like that.
What they were trying to find actually, but
they're trying to find the little statue that's holding Ahmet captured. Remember when Khonshu, they were like, right. He was doing the things like they're gonna get me for this one. You know what I mean?
Because she was the voice of.
Yeah.
Or like they're saying that Alexander was the
avatar.
The avatar of.
Yeah.
Which is so great. It's so fun. Like, what a fun little.
Yeah.
Yeah. I nerded out there, guys. For sure.
That's what it's all about, man.
Yeah. I like that scene, and I like the what's it called? That monster scene when it was just going around going.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Like walking around and using his bone as a weapon to go after her. There were some cool like little like horror moments in here that I really enjoyed.
When she was like on the edge and it was like on the backside of that edge, you didn't even know you could do that kind of deal, and then it like sticks its hand through and tries to catch it. That was, I mean, this I guess because it was such a horror element early on into it that I was so invested. I wanted to know exactly what was going to happen. Wanted them to get through this. Ugh.
Yeah. Can we talk about the little love triangle situation?
Guys? Oh yeah.
I think it's absolutely adorable that Layla and Steven are kind of hooking up, and then only for Mark to punch Steven in the face after he kisses her. That was great. Again, the physical comedy never dies in this show. But yeah, I was enjoying that. I was just curious if you guys...
I want to say I called 2 moments in this episode, and it was... as soon as he kissed her, I said, okay, Mark's going to punch him in the face. And then he punched him in the face. And then that was right after she had, like, you know, scaled down into the cave or whatever. And they cut to her. And then right above her, it's really tall. There's like an opening, a light in the ceiling. I said, he's going to fall through that and hit the ground. And I was just like, yo, fucking Hollywood, Disney, I'm right here, baby. I'll write all these scripts.
If you give me a second, Miguel, I think I have a medal for you somewhere.
There it is.
Oh.
I fucking called that too. Actually, I have it right here. Ed's going to provide a medal.
Yeah, well, hey, good call. I didn't see any of what was coming in this episode, so hey.
I will say, at the very beginning of the show, when they're running away from that car, I was thinking, like, man, these are the laziest people looking for a person. She just hid in the car, and they're like, well, she's not in there. You know, like, just drove around. It's like, you can just get off and look inside. Clearly, where else would they be hiding? In the desert. There's one place. And then she throws a bomb at the bullets, and she's sticking her head out with Mark at the behind, too, just widely open. And those bullets were, I mean, they're dead. You know, like, just flying at them. But whatever, that was the only, like, kind of gripe that I had at the beginning.
I was very uninterested in what was going on at the beginning because I don't even remember why it was happening at first.
Yeah.
You know, I was just like, I don't know who these guys are.
It really kicked in when that monster came out for me. You know what I mean? I think when that came out, I got more interested.
When they got to the tomb, that was
that's true. The love triangle was really fun as well. I forget that was really fun.
Yeah, it was a fun episode. Kind of after last week's episode, like we said, there's got to be a little bit of exposition here and there, but this one felt like it got back on track.
Yeah. Well, cool. Yeah, I like this vibe. I wish they had a little bit more of this in the last one, but no, it was really fun. I really liked it. I can't wait for the next episode. There's only two left,
right?
Yeah. So what do we think, real quick? Like, is he gonna wake up and he's just like in a hospital bed somewhere, or Ethan Hawke has saved him or resurrected him?
I think he's gonna be like still in those tombs, like in a ritual, and he's like on top of the tomb, and they're trying to do something with something.
Yeah, thank you. God,
Ed,
I was hoping for insight, and I got it. Yeah.
Sorry.
I
said he wasn't going to be in the hospital bed. I knew he wouldn't be there. How about that? That's something.
There you go. All right, yeah. Let me take that question and go fuck myself.
Yeah. Hire me, Marvel. I won't leak anything with that type of journalism. What about you, Miguel? What do you think is going to happen?
I tell you, I have no idea. I'm sure.
I don't even know if I care anymore.
Incredible. Well, that wrapped up Verizon's Moon Knight discussion. We are heading into Apple's What Are We Into segment, or What Are We Not Into segment. Miguel, hit us with your best shot.
Okay, cool. So I did not watch this whole show. I've watched 3 episodes, and it's basically like the last 3 episodes. I was sick all weekend, and I finally came back to the land of the living, and my wife was watching The Dropout on Hulu.
Uh-huh.
The Dropout is about oh my god, blanking on her name. Holmes. What's her name?
Elizabeth Holmes.
Casey?
Elizabeth Holmes. No.
Oh.
You're thinking of Casey Anthony. That's like murder. This is more like corporate bad doings. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But no, yeah, Ed, you're familiar. She like said that they could take all these blood tests with like a tiny drop of blood, and ended up getting like sued for fraud. and now she may be going to jail. They're still deciding. This show, I only watched 3 episodes of it, and I was already so hooked. We watched the documentary about it afterwards, and she's such an interesting character, and it's like kind of wild that she was able to lie to so many people and create this like $9 billion business, and basically just bullshit her way through it. Like, each one of you has BS'd something in your life, but you didn't make $9 billion out of it, you know? Yeah. And it's and it's like, it's incredible that someone could do it. Like, she went from being like the Forbes, like one of like the hottest, and I mean like up and coming, like most interested, whatever, person alive, to the worst in like a couple of years because it came out that she lied. But she's still just as interesting to me, you know? Like, how do you get away with something like that? I don't know. It was good.
Yeah,
she just like went around convincing people that she was already very successful, right?
Yes.
And just managed to keep a straight face throughout.
What I'll say about the show is we watched the documentary HBO did right after, and so it was incredible to see the real people compared to the people that they had, that the actors that they cast on the show. They were very spot on. I couldn't believe, I mean, just how perfect of casting each character, from like the tiniest character to, you know, the main one. Amanda Seyfried nails Elizabeth Holmes. She does the voice and everything.
I
mean, 2 thumbs up.
That's good. I was curious about it. I haven't seen the documentary. I've just heard so much about it. It seems really interesting. It reminds me. I saw the show Inventing Anna on Netflix, and it's the same. It's the same idea of just like people bullshitting their way, saying that they're successful, and people not questioning about it, and just seeing, like, oh yeah, you got rich status. I'm not gonna. It's not polite to question someone who's like super rich.
Yes.
You know, or super successful. So I just let it fly, and you know, you just keep bullshitting all these people, and it becomes, you know, it lifts you up at a certain point. But okay, cool. Check it out.
Yeah, and these people definitely.
But you said 3 episodes are out, right?
No, the whole show. That's what I mean. The whole show.
Oh, the whole show.
The whole show's out, and I just happened to catch the last few as Kristen was finishing it, and I was just like, dude, this is the most interesting person I've seen in a while.
Are you going to go back and watch it?
Probably, because we've kind of been on that train. We did Impeachment, and now we watched Dropout. I don't know. It's something about like real life dramatizations that seems to be like a hot genre in the Sanchez household right now. So,
well, you should watch Inventing Anna if you're into that type of like genre of, you know, fictional, non-fictional, whatever.
Dude, I'm down.
I was gonna follow up with you real quick before we move on. Are you still watching Marvelous Miss Maisel?
Yes. So we finished season 2. I'm so I'm gonna give Kristen. She's gonna love to know that I did not write down that we watched season 2 of Miss Maisel, but you're still bringing it up. So I am definitely cold on this show. I'm definitely making myself watch it. But at the same time, at the end of each episode, I'm like, but it was really good. Like, fuck. These characters are very engaging. Especially in season 2, they're so much more richer. Their storylines are more complex. They started the season, I said this a couple episodes ago, they started the season with the mom fleeing to Paris because she was like going through kind of like a midlife crisis, and just like how much more believable these characters are in season 2 versus season 1. It is very good. Alex Borstein, she plays the manager, the comedy. I don't know why I just said the comedy. Miss Maisel, her manager, and she, in the first season, I thought she was very off-putting, which is kind of like her character. She's meant to be off-putting. People are not supposed to like her. But by at the end of this season, you're just like, yes, I really love what you do for Miss Maisel. Even Miss Maisel, Midge's ex-husband, who walked out on her, like, he is all of a sudden given like a much better light, and he comes to her defense, and you can kind of see the 3 of them working as this like team to like make her successful. And I started this by saying I wasn't into it. I'm having to make myself watch it, but I'm actually engaged. And
wow.
So we're going into season 3 here probably any day now. Probably tonight after I tell my wife that we're talking about it. So
I'm glad you like it. I'm like I said, I haven't seen the new season, which is season 4, I believe.
Yeah. So I'm gonna let you know.
So let me know so I can jump on the train.
I'll tell you what, you, me, and whoever's listening at Punch Drunk Nerd, okay?
That's right.
We'll do a season 4 Maisel watch.
We can have our
streaming it on Twitch.
Marvelous Mrs. Maisel Mondays on Twitch.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry. Go continue on with all this stuff you're going. I just wanted to.
No, I'll wrap up. I'll wrap up with this thought. I just happened, and I won't talk about it too long. I just happened to watch the Hot Ones episode. You guys know Hot Ones on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. I watched the Hot Ones episode. I'm not gonna dig into it. You know what I mean? Everyone knows.
Yeah.
I just watched the Dave Grohl episode today because I was just hanging out and chilling. It came out a few weeks ago. It came out pre, the Foo Fighters, the drummer from Foo Fighters just passed away recently. This happened right before that it was released. And I have to say, it is one of the best Hot Ones episodes I've ever watched. I'm so late to it. It's been out for like 3-4 weeks now, but it really is so good. Dave Grohl shows up and it says, not only are we going to eat wings, but I'm going to make cocktails while we eat these wings. And so, and do shots. And so they do shots the entire episode. And so Sean Evans, who is so good at interviewing and asking really great questions, that's like the whole reason Hot Ones has been on for this long. You get to kind of see the reverse where Dave Grohl is basically talking to him a lot because Sean Evans is just getting plastered off of these shots, and they're having such a good time. And at one point, Dave Grohl goes, I got a confession to make. And Sean Evans goes, I got a confession, my friend. To Dave Grohl. I was in tears. Like, to his face, he did the Dave Grohl impression.
Oh my god, I really want to look at it right now.
How long do these go on for? Because obviously there's like a time lapse. But like, how long are these episodes? Because I've never watched a full episode. It's usually like a clip.
So I'm the same way, Ed. I don't normally sit and watch all these episodes. But they're about, sometimes like 30 to 40 minutes. And I've just happened to watch a lot of clips lately that this came across my feed, and I said, okay, I'll watch it to kill time. And I was tears. I was having such a good time in this episode.
I want to seek it out. Yeah.
Good. I'm promoting it right here, right now for free. If you know, if you know Sean Evans, and you know how like when all these people are eating these wings and they're just exploding, he's just badgering them with the questions. And so the fact that he's just getting like wasted and is just being absolutely silly. I was just like, I love it.
Dave Grohl can hang. He's just like totally
and
fine.
He's so chill. I wasn't sure. You know what I mean? Because like, no, I don't have any hate for him or the Foo Fighters or anything, but I'm just like, I don't happen to be a fan. And I was just like, okay. He's very popular. I'll see what he says, but he just seemed like such a chill dude.
That's one thing you hear consistently about him. Yeah. Is like he's just the nicest person.
He's very earnest. He loves music. He loves like the whole process. Really nice, grounded.
Yeah.
So,
well, good.
If you haven't seen that episode of Hot Ones, I can't believe I'm promoting Hot Ones right now. Watch it. It was really good.
No, I'm on board. That's hilarious.
And that's it. That's it for me. So Ed, take it away.
It was a busy Easter weekend, so I didn't really watch much of anything. Rewatched The Batman, came out on HBO Max on Monday. Got all caught up on the bonus material that they have currently on HBO Max. HBO Max one more time, just so they can send us money. Me and Sarah started from a recommendation from some friends. We started watching Derry Girls on Netflix. Are either of you familiar with this?
I just know them
Yeah, from the poster, I was gonna say. Yeah.
I said I only know them from the Great British Baking Show. They were like surprise guests for like a Christmas episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think they showed up and they're like,
okay.
"Oh my god!" Yeah.
Yeah. So it's basically just like Irish comedy. It's told in a very English fashion. It's like 6 episodes per season, 20-minute episodes. So it goes by really quick. It's very silly, but it's very sincere. Like, the characters are very over the top. It's like this group of teenage girl friends in the early 90s during the Troubles, as it were. And it's just like they get into stupid shit. I'm only like 4 episodes into the first season, but they just like basically get into shenanigans. They're funny, but never quite so serious where it's just like, these kids really infuriate me kind of thing. It's just kind of like hysterical comedy in a way, kind of almost like in the same vein as Peep Show, Miguel.
Oh, okay.
So not told in that perspective, you know, but it's not as cringy as all that. But it's fun characters, and we've been enjoying it so far. And they're just airing the final season in the UK, which will come out here maybe next year. So looking forward to carrying on with that. You guys were talking about those kind of like true crime dramas that are kind of popping up right now. The Shrink Next Door, not like full on crime, but if you know the story about that, I think I mentioned it a few weeks ago. It's got Will Ferrell, Paul Rudd. It's on Apple TV Plus. Basically about how this shrink kind of took over the life of this one business owner in New York. Basically, for 27 years, kind of had his fingers in everything, every element of this man's life, including living in his mansion in the Hamptons. Anyway, we wrapped up this one, and it was good. Would recommend. It's kind of just like Will Ferrell and Paul Rudd at the most like kind of toned down and sincere.
Did you already get to the tree episode?
Yeah, we finished it.
You finished it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you finished the whole thing? Oh, yeah. I was the tree section in the podcast itself? Does Sarah know that?
Yeah, Sarah said that was a big thing. And Sarah, one of Sarah's biggest things is that it just missed out a lot of key elements, and obviously that's just for adaptation's sake, because they do make a lot of big time leaps. Like I said, it's over the course of 27 years, so
right,
they do take some really big jumps. But yeah, like Will Ferrell's character doesn't talk to his family during that time, so like when he finally does reach out to them again, like his niece is like 20 in her late 20s, and she's a lawyer and stuff like that, and he was like their favorite uncle, and so they're it's hard to welcome him back into the fold. Of course, he's like all paranoid about the shrink, and I think that they just officially announced that guy's Paul Rudd's character, the Doctor, he only just got disbarred. Like, he's been practicing even though all of this shit has been going on.
Yeah, he was attempting to sue him for all the stuff that happened, and it took him like 7 to 10 years or whatever, like just to like finally pin him down.
Yeah. I guess because over time they got more people to...
There's another show, Miguel, you can watch. The same thing.
And then lastly, the only thing I squeezed in was we were talking last week about Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Luis, I shared that DGA podcast with you. Did you get to listen to that?
I didn't. I had a busy day today, but I'm really excited to look at it.
It's a really good listen. It's one of those interviews where they actually kind of get into some of the details that you actually want to hear about. Mm-hmm. Just like their process and their techniques and stuff. Anyway, they mentioned one of their shorts that they did about 10 years ago. A lot of what they did in the early days, they published on Vimeo. And so one of their first short films was called Puppets. It's like 2 minutes and 50 seconds tops. You guys should give it a little watch. It's kind of ludicrous, but if you were like hesitant to go into everything everywhere all at once, this is like the perfect taste of just this kind of these directors' style and humor. It's bizarre. Like I said, it's 2.5 minutes or whatever, so it's like, barely wasting any time, in and out. And it's just a fun little watch. You can find it on Vimeo. Puppets by the Daniels.
Yeah,
that's all I got.
That's an easy watch to watch. Yeah. I'm looking at it right now, but I'm just like, pretty cool. Yeah. So I'm picking up the baton here. What have I been doing? What have I been into? What have I been not into?
Uh-oh.
Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, everybody.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So this is the thing. This is the background. This is the story. Is that me and Sarah, we used to play these Lego games all the time. You know what I mean? The first one we played was the Indiana Jones Lego game.
Oh,
and
nice.
We were able to like multiplayer that together to kind of co-op and play through the levels. It was really fun. We had a lot of time. She would like break things, collect the coins, and then I would go take out the bad guys, and we'd work together on the puzzle, and then we'd move from stage to stage to stage, and the way that it was made, it was just kind of like I said, like a scene or a stage, like a wide platform where we're all kind of working together for this like same mission. You know what I mean? And this one is just like, as you play it, you're like, oh, this is not multiplayer friendly. Like this is a whole other take on the game. Is they're taking it and then moving it into the open world concept, where you have like all these nooks and crannies and places and hallways and mini tasks and things that you can do to build and to craft and to like shape and to add points to your skills. And like, that is not why we played the game. And I understand, obviously, moving forward, like that's fine to add those adjustments. It's cool. Like, I get it, modernizing it. I think a few things that made it difficult was like, down to the basics, was a split screen.
Yeah.
The split screen was so like, the character and your surroundings were so zoomed in that you really couldn't make out what was around you. And we were almost having like trouble looking at the screen because we just felt like
overwhelmed.
We couldn't even control. We didn't know. We got lost very easily because we had such a narrow view and we were so close and tight in. If we were able to just to zoom out and to like find perspective of us in the area, it would have been a lot easier. But there's so many hallways, there's so many nooks and crannies that you can't really do the setup of like the wide setup and everyone's kind of exploring at the same time, like on a stage or scenery. It's like they prioritize this open world searching aspect that it makes it difficult for them to do the split screen multiplayer setup, and it was really hard to navigate and it wasn't that fun. And, they had these tutorial moments when I was engaging into something and it would give me a tutorial, but it wouldn't show up on Sarah's screen. And then Sarah would go into tutorial mode and it wouldn't show up on my screen, but on her screen.
Oh.
And it's like I'm doing something or she's doing something and I'm kind of caught in the middle of a business and she's learning stuff. And I'm like, well, shit, I want to know what's going on over here too. And so it's like, first it's hard to see. And secondly, like the way the tutorial, and then the third is like little stuff where at the end we would judge and compete how many bricks we all collected. When you break things and you collect bricks and we all come together and we have like a great like brick count and we get like little awards or whatever. But we always fought to like see who can collect the most bricks, and that encourages you to like beat up more bad guys, to break more stuff, and just to like search more organically that way. And then here at the end of the level, we're like, what the fuck? Like how many bricks did you do? How many bricks did I do? That was the funnest part of it. And it just put us into one thing. I was reading on Reddit about it just to see if I was crazy to think this, because I know everybody's loving this game.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. So
yeah,
it's interesting
but it's like
that you hold to it.
And I'm having people who's like, I have a fiance, we play this game, and it's just like sad that we can't get into it like we used to with other games, And there's a moment I was reading that there are some scenes where the second player is just forced to watch, and they just can't engage at all. You know what I mean? And so it seems like, again, specific to be played by one person. And I think by the end of it, we were having a hard time trying to navigate and trying to catch up with all these new features together, enjoying it together, and trying to like puzzle break together, that we just started following this yellow orb to like the next checkpoint or the next like story point or whatever. And the game ended up just be us following this thing. And it's like, okay, now we're just like walking and flying to things instead of like actually, I don't know, get out of situations by putting Legos together or like flipping different switches. Like you're on that switch, I'm on this switch, or I have to build something and you hold it. It lost a little bit of that. And, maybe it's something I'll play by myself later, or when they allow online co-op and we just have two different screens. Like, I think maybe even just having that as an option, I'll be able to enjoy the game a lot more. But I can't do the split screen. And I need there to be a way for online co-play, or when I get a PS5, we can do a share play. And then I can be on my own TV with her console, and then she can have the PS4 console on her TV, and we just have to do a crazy setup so we can play Legos, because
in different rooms.
We just can't. I can't do. And I have friends who did that. They played Overwatch together, and they had two TVs on top of each other. You know what I mean? So they could get their own like personal TVs so that they can play the video game. And I was like, man, I'm at this point. Like, for me to finish this game is.
Luis, as like
a
Star Wars fan, though, what did you think about like the Star Wars content of it all?
Yeah, I thought that part was really cool. I like the cutscenes. I like how they're really like, you could potentially, by playing the game, just go through the whole saga.
I was gonna ask. It kind of covers all of the movies.
Yeah, I think starting right from the beginning, you're going through all the kind of major story beats of the thing, and it's going through its own like fun Lego way, and they have their like Lego jokes that you kind of can see. Like a kid would like the jokes a kid would make about Star Wars, and like they call out all the memeable moments, and that's the fun. That's fun. I think it's just playing with another person can just hurt my eyes and just like make it difficult to us to truly work together.
Oh, I've had that same problem with a couple of the Avengers Lego games that Kristen and I played. You're right in the sense that there's like moments where it's just a big open stage or level where it's like just like in the confines of like one room or something. The split screen there works a little bit better, but I've always found the Lego split screen just to be like kind of just super overwhelming. It's always moving. Or at least in the games I played, like, their half of the screen is always shifting.
And you can change it too. Like, I think you could do like horizontal instead of vertical. Okay. Because we were losing our minds on that dynamic. Like, I know what you're talking about. It's like wavery and moving, and we're like, I'm feeling seasick. I know what you're talking about.
It's just like I'm trying to have fun playing this game. Why can't it just be like stationary or just a little more defined?
Yeah. And like I remember, like we started on Indiana Jones, and it seemed so simple, and maybe obviously they want to be innovative and keep making it different. But as the games went on and on and on, and I think Avengers, we started to feel that same thing of just like having, forget which one it was. I think maybe the first or second one, but one of them started to feel a little bit different. That's just unfortunate because I was so excited to play that with her. I think we might just end up playing. Go back to playing Sackboy.
Oh, I was going to ask you, have you guys played, or are you thinking about playing It Takes Two?
Somebody recommended that too. Have you
No,
played it?
I really want to, but the trailer looks really good. The story sounds great.
Somebody said to get,
and for it to be a PlayStation exclusive, I'm pretty sure, like,
it's a 9 out of 10.
Yeah,
wow, okay.
People love that game, and I'm really excited to play it, so I'd be curious to see if you guys do.
And they land, they're making a movie, I guess, too.
Yeah, I just saw, I want to say fucking not The Rock. I think it's The Rock.
Dwayne Johnson.
Oh, God.
Dwayne Johnson will executive produce and possibly be in it. Yeah. Did you know, I went to a comedy show yesterday, and I saw Jeremy Piven at the comedy show. He was at the Improv at Hollywood, and he was going on about The Rock, and he's like, do you know who's the most, like, the richest actor in the Hollywood business right now? The Rock, like Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He hasn't taken one acting class. Me, I went through theater, and he just went through this whole rant, and he's like, I'm bitter, blah, blah, blah. But I just thought that was kind of crazy that he is the most successful currently. Like,
I mean,
pumping him
audiences
performer,
cannot get enough. At least
nobody can get enough of him.
At least he just, kind of fits. I mean, I feel like the male character in that game is kind of big, So
yeah,
it kind of
fits. No, this is cool. If you're the second person recommending this, then it looks like it's pretty affordable.
Do it.
Okay. I know what I'm gonna do next. Fantastic. And we love It Takes Two, the movie. With Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen.
Yeah.
So maybe that fits in. What do you guys think? Well, shit. We are gonna hit right under a hour and a half.
Wow.
I don't think we've ever done this before. Call out the Guinness World Records because we're breaking them. I don't know if we have anything else to talk about here.
I could just imagine that phone call. They would just be like, "You broke your own record for running a long podcast." Great.
Yeah, I think this week we're gonna try to watch The Northman.
Oh, damn!
I think
I've already got my tickets. I'm seeing it on Friday.
Look at this. Ed's got his tickets. Miguel.
Naturally.
Yep.
We're running. It's a fast pace. No, I'm gonna try to go see it too in theaters. We'll see what we got. But I don't have anything else except just see you next time. Go to our Instagrams and TikToks and YouTubes and everything like that. Did you guys see that Thor little short I made? That Thor video?
Hell yeah, dude.
Yes.
The Hammer one?
I did.
Dude, I had a lot of fun with it. If you watch it on TikTok, it auto loops perfectly with the song. So it's like, doesn't skip a beat. Anyway, I had a good time with that. Sorry, I just wanted to a little brag there. I had a fun time. I woke up in the middle of the night like, that's an idea. And then I just went to my computer, downloading the videos, putting it together, making the music work. And I was like, yeah, this is cool. It did get flagged on Instagram. I don't, for the song.
Yeah,
even though I was using the song on Instagram, it said I looked up, what's it called, The Foreigner, and it said as an option.
Did you have to contend it?
I didn't fight it. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
Whatever.
Stand your ground, man.
Yeah. Well, I got other fish to fry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm a pescatarian.
Sitting around starting fights with social media.
Not yet. Not till we get 10K followers.
Yeah.
Follow us on Instagram, YouTube. Smash that. Hit that fucking bell till it ding dongs, my friends. I've been Luis Gonzalez. We've had
Miguel Sanchez
and Ed Bull.
That's right. Goodbye, everybody, and later, Gators.